Good morning, children. Let us begin with Standard 4 English Grammar, Unit 20, Punctuation and the Use of Capital. So, let us read the following two sentences that are given to us. The first one, he likes apples, pears, plums, and grapes. And the second sentence is, he likes apples, pears, plums, and grapes. So, in the first sentence, has no full stop, it has no punctuation marks. It does not begin with a capital letter or end with a full stop. So, punctuation marks are capital letters, commas, full stops, question marks. Only when we use these in our sentence, it gives a proper sense to your sentence. So, to make a good sentence, we have to use capitals and stops or marks of punctuation. The first sentence, when we read it in one breath. We did not have any comma or any capital letter in it. But when we read the second sentence, there were commas between the apples and pears and plums. So it gave it a little pause. So it differentiates between the different fruits. So this is how, when we use the punctuation, it gives a better sense to your sentence. So the most common stops or marks of punctuation are, the most common marks that we use when we are writing any sentences are, the first one is the comma, the second, the semicolon, third, the colon, fourth, the full stop, fifth, the question mark, sixth, the mark of exclamation, and the seventh is the quotation marks. Now we will try and understand all the different punctuation marks a little in detail. Now let us learn about the comma. The comma marks are the shortest pause. Shortest pause means whenever you put a comma in your sentence, we have to give a pause and then start. And not a very long pause, a very short pause to indicate that it is a comma. So the first way that we use is to separate a series of words of the same part of speech as Bali, Ashok, Raman, and Sohan met me on the road. So these were the name of the boys and we were separating them by a comma. The next sentence is, she lived a noble, honest, and pious life. So all these qualities are separated by a comma. Now the next time when we use a comma is before and after the word in opposition, as Ashoka, the wisest of the Indian kings, ruled nobly. So here we are talking about a special person, Ashoka. So we are separating him with a comma. And what type of a person he was, we write that and again we put a comma and then we mention about him. The second, Delhi. We are talking about Delhi, so we are separating it from the sentence with a small pause by putting a comma. The capital of India, comma, stands on the Yamuna. The third is to mark off the name of the person addressed. Address means how do we call the person. Sometimes we give respect and we call the person by sir, madam. So, for example, Bali, shut the door. So now we are ordering Bali, a person denoting by his name. So we are separating it and then we give the command. Raman, come into the garden. So here we are calling a special person by his name. So we are separating it with a comma. Now the semicolon marks a greater pause than that indicated by the comma. It is used to separate a series of clauses as. So now if we put a semicolon in your sentence, if we stop just for less than a second in a comma, a little more, we stop in a semicolon. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. So here the stop, the pause because of semicolon will be a little longer than the comma. Next example, I laugh, I ran, I leap, I sing for joy. So the semicolon is nothing different than the comma. It's just a little more bigger pause than the comma. So the next mark of punctuation is the colon. This indicates a greater pause than that shown by a semicolon. So for a comma, we stop less than a second, and for a semicolon, we stop more than what we stop for a comma, and a colon, we stop more than a semicolon. So it is not used now except to mark of a direct quotation as. We do not use this colon much, but sometimes when a dialogue is said by someone, we need to separate his dialogues with a colon. Colon is two dots. So here is one example. A poet says, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." So this we separate. What the poet is saying, we separate it with a mark of punctuation, that is colon. The next mark of punctuation we all know, that is the full stop. It is placed at the end of an assertive or imperative sentence as, "Honesty is the best policy." And last we put a full stop. "Wait for me till I return." At the end we put a full stop. So this full stop gives a pause to your sentence. The next mark is the question mark. It is placed at the end of an interrogative sentence. Question mark means when you're asking a question to someone, we need to put this mark, is very necessary, so that it shows that you are inquiring about something. How do you do? And a question mark. How old are you? And a question mark. The next punctuation is the mark of exclamation, which is used after an exclamatory sentence. So an exclamatory sentence is a sentence where you show sudden happiness or sadness or something which you comes out eventually. So, well done. You scream and you show your surprise and you are praising someone, so you put an exclamation mark. How it rains, you want to express the rain, that how it is falling, so you put an exclamation mark. What luck, and you put an exclamation mark. So all these are sudden experiences and happinesses that we need to show. The quotation marks or inverted commas are used of the exact words of the speaker. Now, sometimes when we use certain dialogues, so we need to put them in the quotation marks or the inverted commas. Any person who says something or has to say some words, so we put them in quotation marks. For example, the teacher said, "Time is money." So this "time is money" are the words spoken by the teacher. So we put them in inverted commas. "I am fine and happy," she said. So this person, this girl is saying, a lady, she is saying that she is fine and happy. So we need to put them in quotation marks or inverted commas. Now about capital letters. When do we use capital letters? A capital letter is used to begin every new sentence. Whenever we put a full stop and we begin with a new sentence, we have to start with a capital letter, and every first letter of the sentence is always in capital. The second, proper nouns, as Ashok lives in Mumbai, Kolkata stands on the Hooghly. So all the names which are proper, we always write in capital letter. Words such as "oh," "God," I, O. All these are always written in capital letters wherever it comes in the sentence, whether in the beginning of the sentence, whether in the middle of the sentence, or whether it is the last word of the sentence. We write these words always in capital. Then the first word of a sentence put within inverted commas. So if we put any dialogue in inverted commas, then the first word is always written with a capital letter. For example, she said, and then we open the inverted commas. So this will come in capital letter. This lesson is hard to learn. And always remember, the first word of every line of a poetry is written in a capital letter. Work while you work, play while you play. So the first word is always written in a capital letter in a poetry. Now let us start with the first exercise. We have to begin with capital letters wherever necessary. We have to put the capital letters for the proper nouns. And at the end of the sentence, we need to put a full stop. So now let us do this exercise. So the first exercise, we begin with the capital letter. We write, Mohan met me at the station last Sunday. So days of the week also are all written with capital letter, wherever they come in the sentence. And at the last, we put a full stop. The second sentence, Ashok and Peter went to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. So Ashok, Peter, Agra and Taj Mahal. These all are proper names. So we write them in capital letter and at the end we put a full stop. The third one, Akbar was the greatest Mughal emperor. So here we write Akbar, the first word of the sentence always comes in capital. Then Mughal is the proper name of an dynasty. So we write it in capital and at the end we put a full stop. The fourth one, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs and Christians live together in India. So Hindus will come capital. Muslims also will come in capital because it is the proper name of a community or a caste. Then Sikhs also will come in capital and Christians also will come in capital and India. All these are proper names. So we write them in capital and put a full stop at the end of the sentence. Fifth one, Hari, Lalit and Bali all come to see me. So here Hari, Lalit and Bali will be in capital and we put a comma after Hari. In the same way, even in Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, these are all religions and so we separate them with a comma. So in the fifth also we separate them with a comma and at the end of the sentence we put a full stop. The sixth one, he was honest, sincere and faithful. So these are the qualities what that person has. So we separate them with a comma and at the end we put a full stop. The seventh one, lions, tigers and leopards all belong to the cat family. So these are the different animals which we are mentioning. So the first letter will be capital, that is lions. So tigers and leopards we don't write capital because it is a common animal that we are talking about. But we separate them with a comma and at the end we put a full stop. And the eighth one, February, comes between January and March. Even the months of the year are written in capital, whether they come anywhere in the sentence. So February, January and March will be written in capital letters and at the end we put a full stop. Now exercise 2 is a poetry and as we just said that each line of a poetry begins with a capital letter. So let us begin. Solomon Grundy. This is the name of a person, so we write it with capital letter. Then the next line, we begin with a capital letter because it is a type of a poetry. So born on Monday, Christianized on Tuesday, married on Wednesday, took ill on Thursday, worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday, and that was the end of Solomon Grundy. So here we just need to put the capital letters. The commas are mentioned, so we put a comma and the first letter will come in capital letter. So dear children, I hope you have understood. Now you need to complete this first and second exercise very neatly in your textbook. So thank you and have a very nice day.